Hi there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom. Welcome to day 342 of Be a Better You Annual Challenge. Our annual challenge this year is all about being a better version of ourselves. Today and this whole month, we're reviewing what we did this year. We're going to go through the SOAP framework starting tomorrow. And actually, we're going to come up with our topic tomorrow, and we'll start it on Wednesday. Today's Monday. Oh my gosh. So let's look at this. Let's think about this. We are going to look at the beliefs that we came up with yesterday. I'm hoping that you did that, paid attention to, and were mindful about what pops into your head and what beliefs you think and things that you believe over and over again. All I need to do to remind myself about my beliefs is pop onto a social media platform and just scroll through a couple of comments. And then it's very clear to me what I believe and what I don't believe. And so that's another trick you can use if you haven't done this yet. But I'm assuming that you have. And we're going to talk about beliefs that serve us and beliefs that no longer serve us. Now, our subconscious will serve us up the same beliefs, the same thoughts, the same actions, the same responses, the same judgments, the same emotions for the rest of our life, for beliefs that were formed maybe before we were 5 or that we adopted during a significant emotional experience that we've had. I had a sudden cardiac arrest and died. And so there are a lot of things and a lot of beliefs that I linked up to that probably aren't even true, or probably weren't true in the first place, but they're definitely not true now, years later, that I'm still here, talking and sharing and being me. And so today what we want to do is we want to look at our list of beliefs that we wrote down yesterday. I'm going to grab mine and ask ourselves, is this positively impacting my life, or heaven forbid, could it be negatively impacting my life? Could it be something that's sabotaging me? Have I reached a level of financial abundance, or have I reached a point in my relationships where it's kind of flipped the switch, and instead of being a positive thing for me, it's negative? For example, I'll give an example. It's a personal one. I'm extremely loyal to people I love and care about, extremely loyal, to the point of being in a relationship for a very long time that was actually extremely harmful to me personally and to my family as well. But I'm extremely loyal. So being extremely loyal conflicted with my core values or my beliefs that people should be kind and do the right thing and treat other people the way they want to be treated, etc. And so it took me a long time to let go of that I'm loyal, I stick with everything, I never quit type belief, when I was sticking to it beyond the point of it being in my best interest. So today, let's take one of our beliefs, and I put on mine, I'm a klutz, I'm tired, I'm a creature of habit, which can go either way, right? If you've got good habits, being a creature of habit is an awesome thing. If you got some bad habits, like you drink too much, or you eat too much sugar, or you're a junk food junkie, or and this is based on my opinion, right? And my personal experience with the past, by the way. I don't pick things out of thin air. It's like, okay, when I was in my 20s, just like all of us, went through a phase where I probably drank too much and partied too much and was not necessarily doing things that were in my own best interest. Then I had a health challenge, and so that stopped all that, which is obviously what the universe told me I was needing to do to move on to a different phase of my life. So creature habit can be good or bad. Everything can be good or bad, right? Even being a klutz can be a good thing, right? It teaches us to pay attention, focus, be more cautious, and more aware of our surroundings so that we don't have accidents. I am busy is a terrible one for building and growing and supersizing your business. But guess what? There's decades in our life, especially as moms, that we are just plain busy because we're not just taking care of our needs, we're taking care of everybody else's needs as well. And then the final one I put on here was, I can't do this. Now, if you know me, and you know I grew up with a dad that one of his favorite sayings was, there's no such thing as can't. And that was just ingrained in my psyche as a child. So I try not to say I can't, but sometimes I do. We all use every word all the time whenever it fits the situation. But what do we do when we uncover one that says, I can't do this? And I will tell you that I can't do this, and it was actually, I can't do this anymore, was the belief that I adopted in August of 2010. And I did it because there were several areas of my life that just blew up. And every single day I remember thinking, and it wasn't until after I had a sudden cardiac arrest and then came back that I realized what I had been doing and thinking. I was not consciously aware that I was doing this, but I knew after my sudden cardiac arrest 100% that I had created this event in my life to get me out of the I don't know what to do, WTF, I can't take this anymore, I don't know what to do next. And I, for about a month, told myself that. And then all of a sudden, leaving a city council meeting one night, walking down and back and through one of my businesses, I actually dropped dead in one of my businesses. And so I don't recommend that strategy for eliminating limiting beliefs or beliefs that don't serve us. But when there are beliefs that don't serve us, things will happen to us. We'll get illnesses. We'll have accidents. And it's because it's actually our subconscious trying to warn us and get us back to safety. And I definitely did not feel safe during that time period. So a little bit of a weird way of presenting the story and the idea, but the truth is we want to look at those beliefs. We're going to pick one today, just one. And the one I picked to demonstrate and share today, which is pretty personal, is the I can't do this anymore. So what do we do when as soon as we notice a belief that doesn't serve us? Because the truth is what? I absolutely positively can. We can do anything. We can figure anything out. We are incredible problem-solving beings. And if we're focused on our abilities and what we can do versus what we can't do, we will always get further faster than if we're telling ourselves things like, oh, you're not smart enough to do this. You're too old. You can't do this. Those are just ridiculous. So how do we get rid of those, and how do we replace them with something else that does serve us? Because that's the most important part of this whole discussion is, yeah, you can get rid of it, but if you get rid of it and leave a vacuum, boom, your subconscious will immediately fill it with something else that might not serve you. So if you can take a belief that you notice that you're saying over and over again to yourself in your mind and change it to the opposite of that, and it's true for you because it probably is true for you, then that is the quickest, fastest way of doing it. Otherwise, you can, I like to always question beliefs, both, hey, I'm a creature of habit. Let's question that. Is that true? Is it always true? Is it absolutely true? And what else is possible? Now, I like I'm a creature of habit because it makes me consistent. And I define habit as being consistent and showing up and doing what you say you're going to do. It might not feel that way to you. And it feels good to me. It might not feel good to you. So then that's not one you would use or say or adopt. But I like to question a belief as soon as I uncover that it's limiting me. I have so many stories about those things and I've uncovered them. But let's just stick to the I can't take this anymore, or I can't do this anymore. Is it true? Is it true that you are reaching your breaking point and you need to make a change? Because nobody can change for you. Only you can decide to do that. Is it absolutely true? Is it true 100% of the time, all the time in your life experience? So the things that were bad at that time were really, really bad. And those were the probably key three things that I was telling myself, I don't know what to do. I can't take this anymore. The little red wagon is way overflowing, but I don't know what to do. And whenever we tell ourselves we don't know what to do, what does that do? Number one, it undermines our personal power and our ability to solve any problems. It keeps us stuck in the problem, looping and looping and looping, and doing nothing but thinking about and focusing on the problem. What happens when we just focus on the problem? It gets worse, and it attracts more problems to go right along with it. And that's exactly what I experienced. But then if we ask ourselves, well, I like, who does it belong to? Because a lot of times the belief isn't even ours. It's something that we got when we were a child, a very young child, that we adopted from our parents or our teachers or people around us or our friend group. And it absolutely positively isn't even true. And then I like to ask myself, well, what else is possible? What is possible in this situation that I could think about and believe and cause to be created and happen versus the thing that is not serving me? And by not serving me, I mean, it's not for me. It's not in my best interest to believe that I can't solve problems. It's not in my best interest to believe and select and choose an identity that isn't empowering and where I want to go in my future, right? So what are we doing today? We are taking one of our beliefs and we are questioning it or changing it, creating a new belief, and we're going to recite it at least 10 times today. I want you to focus on your new belief at least 10 times today as you go about your day. And as soon as you catch yourself thinking or believing, or that negative belief or that limiting belief, I like to call them limiting, not negative, triggering you, immediately flip into your new belief and say, cancel. Here's what we're going to believe instead, or here's what I choose to believe instead. Because it's always a choice, right? We chose, maybe subconsciously, but we chose all the beliefs that we have and all the little programs we have running in our subconscious. We at some point chose those, and then our automatic brain took them and ran with them, even if we didn't want it to. All right, any questions about this? Please ask. It's easy enough to ask, and I'm here for you and here to help you if you're struggling with this. But I will tell you, the reason I wanted to do a whole day on this is it is one of the most powerful things we can do to change our life in the way and in the directions that we want it to go. And it's 100% up to us to do it. Nobody can do this for us. I mean, there's tools and strategies we can use to help us reinforce those, like affirmations, hypnosis, meditations, all kinds of things like that. But the truth is, the simplest thing is just to question the belief, challenge the belief, and then replace it with something that does serve you and is for you and in your best interest. All right, have an awesome day. Share in the comments below if you're brave enough to share your current and your replaced belief. I'll share one of mine. I don't know what it's going to be today. I've got, still like every other human being, have a bunch of those that I've never pulled to the surface and dealt with. And you know, it's kind of like a lifelong journey and a lifelong personal responsibility to figure ourselves out and figure out how to create the best life we possibly can. All right, see you tomorrow. Bye.